Okay guys, third time lucky. I've clicked start streaming, so we'll see if the stream starts. We'll see if it's good. Analytics are now up. I've refreshed YouTube. Excuse me. This time it's not me. So as is typical for me, the camera's working fine. I've got the fan on the back working fine. The microphone appears to be working fine. Everything on my end appears to be working fine. But for some reason, after about 10 seconds, YouTube is just stopping the stream in the background. And I don't know what's happening. So third time lucky. Hopefully this works now. I just keep my eye on it. Right, so it's day 49, halfway through this challenge. And there are obviously, I keep saying obviously, I'm telling you what's going on. There are some difficulties that I'm facing, and let's just put it out there. It's working. It is working. So I'm just going to do the measurements first. I just did a measurement a minute ago. This is the t-shirt that I was wearing in my video, my first video. And you can see I'm thinner. I'm looking good. So belly measurements. Let's do the test. Let's do the queuing test. So I'm just going to walk up. Queuing in a store. This is my natural queuing. Standing state. Just having a nice little relax, waiting for someone to serve me. And let's measure this. So I can't see. It's not too tight. Sitting on the love handles, not squeezing in. And oh, I had it and I lost it. So sitting on the love handles there. Oh, I loosened it up again. Right, I'll get there. Third time lucky, guys. So it's easy when I'm doing this in the mirror. I can see what's going on. But okay, take it from there. It was. Get my face out of here so you can see. It was just under 102, or just over 102 centimeters. So I started out at 114 centimeters. We're now at 102. When I measured it earlier on, I was at exactly 102. I've been sat in the chair kind of stretching my belly out. So yeah, just over 102. But as you can see there, I've put 102 because it was when I measured before I started the stream. But yeah, it works. So in the last 49 days, my belly has reduced from 114 centimeters. This camera just will only focus on my eyes, which is good and bad. 114 centimeters, and I've reduced it down to 102, which is a massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So that will keep some people happy. Yeah, that's pretty good. So my target, as you can see down there, is 88 centimeters. I'm basically halfway there. I've reduced 12 centimeters and I've got 14 centimeters to go. It's day 49 of this challenge. I should keep doing my steps. As you can see, my steps are going up. The Fitbit is around my ankle as always. So it's measuring the actual steps and not my gesticulations. But yeah, so 88 is the target, 14 centimeters to go, and it's day 49. So I still have today to go, and then I'm halfway tomorrow. Now, when it comes down to the actual steps I've completed versus the steps I should have completed, that's not looking good. 879,320 steps completed as of yesterday, and I should have completed 960,000. So when you look at it like that, yeah, imagine how many more centimeters I would have taken off if I had completed those 80,000 steps. But being a human being, I do have days where I'm just knackered, to be honest. It's getting to the point where I'm able to do the steps throughout the day. You know, you do a day's work. I work from home 4 days a week. So during those days, occasionally I can walk around a bit more than I would if I was in an office. If I can go and get a drink more often. There's something about working in an office that makes me feel that I just need to be stuck at the desk 24, not 24/7, but for the entire time that I'm there. I'm less likely to go and get a drink if I need one. I'm less likely to, I probably make less trips to the toilet, just all sorts of things. I'm sat at the desk and I have that feeling. I'm not necessarily more productive, but I just have the feeling that I can't really leave the desk, and I don't know why. Whereas when you're at home, you're like, oh, I can just quickly go and get a snack. That's, 30 or 40 more steps. Oh, and I can just go to the loo, or I can go and get another drink, or we've got shops downstairs, so if I need a snack, I can just pop downstairs and come back up again. That's another couple of hundred steps. So throughout the day, I could get more steps done. And also, as soon as I hit lunch break, I can just immediately log out for my lunch and then just start jogging on the spot. I can get on the walking pad, start walking away on the walking pad, watching YouTube, whatever, for half an hour, and then sit down for half an hour and eat my lunch. So working from home and just during the week, I'm definitely getting more steps done. Actually, I'll show you. Let's do the come on, phone. Right. Let me step back a bit here. Clear this out of the way. So yesterday. Oh no, is it still? Yeah, okay, we're still on. Just had an alert that it disconnected. So yesterday, this is the problem. I'm getting to Saturdays and I am so knackered that I just want to sit down all day. I mean, I've got 12,587 steps done. That's not nothing. That was 9.5 kilometers I walked yesterday, which is more than most people would walk in a day. But on this challenge, obviously, trying to hit 20,000 steps a day, that's not enough. I just was so tired from hitting all my steps. Let's just go back to last Sunday, because last Sunday was fantastic. Look at that. I did 28,549 steps because I did the stream. So I did a few thousand steps on the stream, and then I decided I was going to go down and get on the treadmill. Now, there were 4 treadmills in our gym in this building. One of the treadmills is good. The other 3 are good if you're a lot lighter than me. But the way I run, the belt slips on it, and it's really dangerous. And there's no way I'm using those treadmills. So there's only one treadmill in the gym that's actually good for me, or is actually well maintained. And that is a very popular treadmill, obviously, probably for that reason. So it's very hard for me to know when that's free and get time on that treadmill. But last Sunday I did manage to get some time. Actually, my partner had to run down and potentially was using the treadmill to save it for me, so I could go down a bit, like 5 minutes later, and use it. But yeah, that was fantastic. I had a really big realization when I got on the treadmill and started to actually try to run. I'm definitely not as fit as I thought I was. Doing the steps like this at a normal to brisk pace, like maybe like a light jog. I've been jogging like this quite often. Hasn't really improved my fitness, and in fact, my fitness has probably got worse. Has it got worse since I started this challenge? I don't know. Yeah, probably. It probably has, because I'm not pushing myself to that zone 2 like I should be. So I ran, how far did I run? I ran for 40 minutes to see how far I could go within that time, because what I want to do by the end of this Becoming Wolverine challenge is I want to be able to run 10 kilometers in under 40 minutes. That's one of my actual physical desires, to be able to run 10 kilometers in 40 minutes. So I ran for 40 minutes to see how far I could get, and I got about 5 kilometers. So I'm halfway there. I need to get twice as fit and twice as fast, basically. But it was good. It was good to get on the treadmill and to see what it's like to actually push myself a bit. I did have a problem with my ankle. as I've mentioned before, I had a problem with my tendon pulling on the bone, or my heel bone, when I started, or just before I started this challenge. And as I got on the treadmill, I started to run a bit faster and I felt that problem. So that automatically made me want to slow down. However, I decided instead to speed up. I thought, well, maybe my stride isn't correct. Maybe I'm not actually running properly. Maybe I should pick my knees up and sort my form out. And that actually fixed the problem. But the only issue is I'm not actually fit enough to keep that form going and that stride going and the speed going to actually run properly. So it's going to be doing that in short bursts to eventually increase my VO2 max and my endurance, and yeah, basically increase my fitness so I can hold that stride where it doesn't hurt my heel and I'm not getting those kind of problems. So that was last Sunday. That was a great day, 28,000. So I definitely caught up on some of the steps that I'm behind over the last 49 days. But then we got to Monday, 20,000. So I hit the 20,000, but as I mentioned last week, I need to be hitting around 21,600 now to be able to catch up for all the steps I've missed. I'm basically 80,000 steps behind, 4 days behind at the halfway mark. So that's a lot to catch up. I can do it, I will do it. But I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, trying to be open. We're not robots. Well, we're technically organic kind of robots, but we're not automatons. We can't just, okay, I go at this time and we feel fine. Just put oil and fuel in me and I'm good. We get tired. We have bad days at work. We have other engagements and things that we need to do. Sometimes you can't get the steps in. This is just real life. So I just want to share the reality of it with you guys. Like I said at the beginning, I just want to be open and honest about everything. So 20,000 steps on the first day, 21,000 on the second day, so that's good. And then Wednesday, guys, I left everything way too late on Wednesday. I couldn't be bothered. I was like, no, do you know what? I'm not going to get the steps done today. I'm just not. I just had a crappy day at work. Really, 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 really crappy day at work. Nearly handed my notice in. It was that bad. And I was just like, oh, I'm just done. I just want to sit and chill and take my mind off of everything. I was like, I'm not going to do it. Then I think we had, my partner had a crappy day as well. So we had some KFC. And I was like, fine, KFC. I'm just going to sit, play some games, watch some YouTube, watch some Netflix, and I'm not going to bother. And as I sat there, I thought, you're on a 2 million step challenge to lose this belly. If I can lose my belly and get fit again and feel good about myself, then the benefits of that are going to far outweigh this tiny feeling or this short length of time that I'm feeling crappy this weekend, this evening. And I had Big John in the back of my mind, which is who I named, or got the inspiration for naming this channel, just saying to me, get it done. Come on, Nick, get it done. Get off your ass, get it done. Like, what are you doing? So I stood up and I started doing some steps. I was just like, all right, just get some done. However many I do now, I don't have to do later. So I just stood up, put my desk into standing desk mode. So I'm facing the screen at eye level, put on some YouTube. I was like, oh, just get it done. Come on. So I started doing some steps. And then as the evening went on, I was like, hang on a sec. Can I actually get 20,000 steps done? Do I have time to get 20,000 steps done by midnight? And I had done 8,000 steps by, 7,500 steps by 10 o'clock. And you do approximately 6,000 steps an hour. So I was like, crap. Can I do this? Can I actually get to 20,000 steps? And it's the gamification of it, as someone said in the comments in one of the previous videos. I challenged myself. I was like, wait, can I actually do this? Can I beat time yeah, can I actually just get steps? So I was doing this. I was jogging on the spot like this for basically 2 hours, just trying to get the steps up. And then I'd get tired and I'd walk around fast. And I was doing it in here, and I was just walking fast. I didn't use the walking pad because I find that I can jog on the spot quicker than I can doing steps in the walking pad. The walking pad isn't quite a treadmill, so it doesn't go as fast as I would need to be able to get the steps done quickly. But yeah, I was there absolutely going crazy. And as you can see, I mean, the spoiler, I've already spoiled it. I did 19,600. It was actually slightly higher than this. It actually hit 19,750 something steps. Then it reduced itself back to 19,620 something. And then it decided to completely wipe out the last 2 hours of running that I did and said that I only did 6,000 steps. So I actually, this is my full disclosure to you guys, I actually had to manually input how far I'd run, and it calculated it to, because I saw it before it wiped it back. So I had to manually calculate it, and it manually calculated about, 12 steps less than it went back to before it got rid of them. So yeah, that was a nightmare. The massive problem with that and trying to do that at the end of the day, which is something that I was going to talk about on my notes for this for this one, is sleep is really, really important. Rest is really, really important. And running on the spot like that to try and get your steps done by the end of the day had me staying up until about 1:30 or 2 in the morning, because I got my heart rate up for 2 hours trying to get my steps completed. And yeah, that was not good. That was not ideal. So then I go to bed and I'm only getting 5.5 hours before I've got to get up and go to work. So don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Make sure that you're getting your steps done as early as possible, and then you can just chill, relax. You have more time to do whatever you want. Then Thursday, I got the steps done a bit earlier, and I managed to get 20,847, so that's good. And Friday, 20,572. So still not hitting that 21,600 mark, which I need to do to be able to catch up. And then again, yesterday, I don't know, I get to the end of the week, work sucks. In fact, big announcement, I handed my notice in my day job, so that is fantastic. So looking forward to finishing in 2 weeks' time, which means I'll be able to get the steps done earlier in the day and then start work late, like from 10 o'clock onwards. So from 7 till 10, I'll be able to get steps done. And then from 10 till 6, 7 or 8, I'll be working on YouTube and video editing, script writing and all sorts of things. So I'm probably going to be working more hours, but it just means that after 2 weeks' time, I'll actually be able to prioritize when I do steps, exercises, and to try to become Wolverine. So very, 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 very excited for that. And hopefully that will mean I won't have days like this, where I'm only hitting 12,587 steps. To be honest, by 6,000 steps yesterday, I kind of gave up on yesterday. I had the same thing that happened on Wednesday. I was just exhausted and I just couldn't bring myself to get out the chair. I still had Big John in the back of my mind and get it done. Well, actually it wasn't even Big John, it was me. I had me in the back of my mind telling me to get it done, because tomorrow is halfway through the challenge and I'm 80,000 steps behind. So I did put on a movie last night. It's a pretty good movie. And yeah, so I put on a movie and just started walking around. I had a really big dinner. I had chili last night, and yeah, I had sort of chili kind of burrito things, homemade. I don't know what they were. They're in tortillas. It was a Mexican chili with salsa, lettuce, cheese in a tortilla. It was nice. I had a few of those. I felt massively bloated, so I was just walking around holding my belly. But I was like, come on, just get the steps. So I was just walking around the lounge, just watching the movie like this. Another issue with this challenge, which I think I mentioned last week, but the food cravings are off the charts. I have been craving a big box of Krispy Kremes. I pretty much think about it, I don't know, 30 or 40 times a day, every day for the last week. I have refrained. I have not gone and bought a large box of Krispy Kremes and eaten them all. We'll just, hang on, switch the steps back. So this is today. This is active. This is live right now. Live steps in front of you guys. Yeah, so I haven't actually bought any Krispy Kremes. I might do. I don't know. But instead, what I've been doing is going, okay, don't go and buy the big box of Krispy Kremes. Like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, well, I'll just buy a packet of biscuits instead, or like cookies, or something like that. And we got Tim Tams here in Australia. Look them up. They're fantastic. You might be able to get them in whatever country you're in. And if you're in Australia, you can get them here. So I'll just buy like a packet of Tim Tams. And I'm like, yeah, going and buying the Krispy Kremes, that's terrible. Buying a pack of Tim Tams is cheaper, and therefore it's not as terrible because I can just have one or two. And then I eat the whole pack, and that's like 1,000 calories or something. So yeah, that's not good. That is really, really not good. But as I've illustrated, I'm not eating absolutely everything I want. I'm not gorging myself every single day. I'm eating probably a maximum. I'm not a breakfast, lunch, and dinner person. I won't get up and have breakfast and then eat a big lunch and then eat a big dinner. So I will wake up, not really think about food, and then around 10 or 11, I'll have a snack or something to eat. I have a banana, I have some toast, I have something like that. Then just something small to keep me going for the next hour or so till lunch. Lunch, I'll have some sort of microwave meal. No doubt I'll have some sort of chocolatey thing. Chocolatey? God, I sound like some idiot influencer just there, not being able to talk properly. I'm not naming any names. Some sort of chocolatey treat, like biscuits or whatever. I'll have like potato chips, something like that. That's not chocolatey, but you know, some sort of junk food. And then dinner, who knows what that's going to be, to be honest. But I will eat a dinner. It could be anything from a McDonald's double quarter pounder with extra bacon and cheese and a large fries and a Coke and a medium fries usually as well. Or it could be something I've cooked at home, maybe a chicken breast, potatoes, vegetables and gravy, something like that. So it could be anything. It could be Indian food, it could be Chinese food, it could be anything. But it's a meal. And then usually I'll finish off the rest of the biscuits and then I've eaten a whole packet of biscuits throughout the day. So I'm getting a lot of calories because I'm eating a lot of chocolates and sugary food. I'm definitely eating a few thousand calories a day. I'm not calorie counting, but what I am doing is trying to do the 20,000 steps every single day. And I'm trying to get enough sleep every single night. And it seems to be working, guys, because, I mean, compare me to what I was 49 days ago. I should probably make a halfway video, right? But yeah, look, this is the t-shirt I wore in that video. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. Yeah, so coming up, I mentioned this last week, I've got a 14-kilometer run. That's next Sunday. And having run on the treadmill last Sunday and not for the rest of this week, I've realized that I can't actually run like at a running speed. We're talking 12 plus kilometers an hour. I cannot do 14 kilometers at a running speed. So unlike the young version of me that would have just pushed, I've done the run before. I wasn't fit enough to do it, and I had pins and needles from my waist down. I could not feel my legs for the last kilometre. I could hardly breathe, and I kept my eye out for the St. John's ambulance people as I crossed the finishing line. It was bad, but I was young and just full of piss and vinegar, as they say. I was full of vigour. I was. That's mind over body right there, and I pushed myself, and I did it with no training and a hangover, in flat shoes, in kind of Pumas, like those flat kind of skate shoes. Yeah, I did it in 72 minutes. That was 14 kilometers. So yeah, it was an all right time. I'm not going to be able to do that now. I'm about 15 years older than I was then, and a lot less fit. So I'm going to aim for, well, the run last week, I actually ran the full 60 minutes, and I ran 7 kilometers in 60 minutes. So if I go off of what I did last week on the treadmill, it's going to take me 2 hours to run the 14 kilometers. I don't want it to take 2 hours, so what I'm going to do is try not to run fast, but run consistently, or jog consistently. So I'll just do a consistent jog. I'll find someone who's jogging at my pace in front of me, and I'll follow them. And if I feel that I can overtake them, then I'll overtake them, and then I'll find someone else, and so on and so forth until I get to the end. So that's the plan. I'm just racing against myself. I'm not racing against everyone else. It's the biggest fun run in the world, apparently. It's the Sydney City to Surf, and there's going to be 90,000 people there. So getting there is going to be a nightmare. Getting out of Bondi, it ends in Bondi, the famous Bondi Beach. Getting out of Bondi is going to be an absolute nightmare. So the whole thing is just going to be crazy, but I signed up for it. It cost me $100. I don't want to waste that money, so I'm going to do it. So today, after this, I'm just checking. Oh, I've got my steps up here. I don't know why I keep opening the phone. Got my steps up here. After this stream, I will try and go on the treadmill. If it's free, I'll just keep my eye out all day, and I'll do 14 kilometers today to see how long it takes me. I'll set it at around 9 kilometers an hour, or 9.5, which is a fast jog for me. Whatever's comfortable for my ankle, my heel, as long as I'm not feeling that pull. I'm going to stretch beforehand. I'm warming up doing steps now, so I don't feel like it's going to be an issue. And yeah, I'll just do it, that steady state cardio for a while, and get to the end. Get to the 14 kilometers, see what my pace is. Obviously, an outdoor run, like a fun run, is different from a treadmill. You're actually pushing yourself forward rather than trying to catch up with a belt that's moving underneath you. And there are things like Heartbreak Hill, which is a very, very steep hill, halfway through the course, or 2/3 of the way through the course, which absolutely destroys people. It's very long, very steep. But you don't have that on a treadmill, but at least I'll be able to gauge approximately the time that I'm looking at. And then if I have some sort of approximation, I can kind of set my standards better. I can look at that 14-kilometer run that I have to do next week and say, okay, it's going to take me an hour and a half to do it. So don't try and do it in an hour. You're just going to exhaust yourself. And I'm not quite fit enough yet. Like I said, I'm halfway through this challenge, halfway through the fat loss. So like I said, it is working. But yeah, we'll see how the run goes. It is next Sunday, and it will be around this time that I would have finished. So maybe I will see throughout the week. I'll test on my phone if I can live stream, and maybe I can live stream the actual run with you guys. That would be pretty cool. I might try that. So I'll do some tests throughout the week. Like I said earlier, I've handed my notice in now. I finish in 2 weeks' time. I'm not going to be... Who takes their job seriously after they hand their notice in? No, I will. They're employing me. They're paying me for 2 more weeks. But in the evenings, I will check out how to live stream from my phone, and maybe take a selfie stick and just, take you guys on the journey and through the pain of going from being completely fat, sedentary, and physically useless to doing my first fun run in absolutely years. And take you along with me and see what the experience is like. The only concern I will have is with music and getting copyright struck, because these fun runs, and when I've done it before, they actually have speakers around, like along the course, and then they play, modern pop music, dance music, etc. So that might be an issue with YouTube. I don't want to have this channel taken down because they're blasting out some, I don't know, Britney Spears or whatever. They play all kinds of pop music and stuff, who knows. Britney Spears. I couldn't have thought of like Katy Perry or something a bit more modern. Don't know why I went straight to Britney Spears. They do like the older music here in Aussie though. So yeah, we'll see. I definitely want to stream next week. I want to keep that consistent at least. So the really good thing about doing the fun run next Sunday is being 14 kilometers. I will have done nearly my full 20,000 steps by the time I finish that run, and that'll be by maybe 9:30 in the morning, which gives me the rest of the day to warm down. That's one thing you definitely have to do after you've pushed yourself, is warm down. Well, that's one thing I definitely have to do at least. And so I will make sure that I'm doing even more steps throughout the day, staying loose, and I'm not getting stiff muscles when I'm sat down doing my office job on Monday. Because going from all that running on the Sunday to just completely stagnant is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for cramps, and that will then put me off for the rest of the week, and I won't be able to hit my 20,000 steps a day goal. This is pretty much what I do. As you can see, this is what I do most of the time. I'm just walking around the room. I got YouTube on, got an audiobook on, got Netflix on, and I just do this. Or I'm on the walking pad. Now, I did want to address this actually. The difference between passive entertainment and active entertainment. Trying to get your steps in while you're watching things and listening to things, it's pretty easy. You can march on the spot, you can jog on the spot like I was just doing. And you can get a walking pad like I've got here, and you can just walk on the walking pad and it's fine. My problem is I like gaming and it's very difficult to be precise on a game while you're on the mouse and keyboard or controller while you're walking. Controller's probably a little bit easier. Mouse and keyboard is a no-no. So that is a bit of an issue. That's why you have to make sure that you just get your steps done during the day as early as possible, just to get them out of the way if you're going to do a 20,000 steps a day challenge. So you've got that time to sit down and do something active if you're into creating something, if you're into drawing, gaming, or whatever it might be, If you're cooking, while you're waiting for different things to happen, you can probably chop and cook and stir while you're marching on the spot. Things like that. I do that like while I'm doing the chores, hanging out the washing, I'm marching on the spot. You got to make sure you get those knees up. You're hanging out all your bits and your bobs. That's fine. Obviously vacuuming, no problem walking. You're walking anyway, so just get some jog on the spot while you're doing it. So yeah, there are chores you can do where you can get more steps in. Obviously shopping, that's an easy one. Just do a couple of laps around the store. If you want something from the next aisle, do a couple of laps before you get to that thing that you want. You got more steps in. It takes longer, but you're getting your steps done. You're there anyway. But yeah, it's just the difficulty is in the evening when I just want to play a game and just switch my mind off but actively doing something. That becomes a bit of an issue. So Yeah. But then what's the bigger issue? I don't get to play a game for an evening, or I'm obese and I've got heart problems, I've got a fatty liver, I've got, all those other things. I would rather have many more years to play games for a lot longer than to have, die from a stroke and liver failure, because I just wanted to be fat and sit down and and play games. So yeah, it's a toss-up. What's more important to you, your health or gaming? And I'm not saying that, all gamers are fat or lazy or anything like that, because I bloody love gaming. I'm just saying you just got to make sure you're getting your steps in one way or another before or after you're playing. Yeah. Yeah, so there we are. I mean, how many have I done today? I've done a couple of thousand steps today. And hi viewer, how's it going? Say hi in the chat, by the way, guys, when you're watching. If you're ever watching live, yeah, please say hi, ask any questions. It's always good to chat to you guys while I'm doing these live streams. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm just genuinely really happy with the 12 centimeter reduction in belly circumference. Just being able to fit in my clothes a bit better. Not, I'm not buff, I'm not looking slim around the waist and jacked or anything like that. But the confidence level compared to when I first started doing this step challenge, 49 days ago, when I could not keep my belly as flat as this, when it was basically, I'll stick it out. But how can you see it? There you go. So this is me, I'm actively forcing it out now. This is still thinner than when this is still smaller. My circumference now with me sticking it out is smaller than 114 centimeters. So my natural standing position when I started. So the confidence going around the shops, walking outside with just a t-shirt on is already up. And I'm not even at my goal of 88 centimeters. And that confidence really does give you a boost to keep going. So that's the voice in the back of my head going, well, come on, Nick. You don't want to bother today, but you're already 12 centimeters down. You got 14 centimeters to go. Let's get it done. Let's get some steps done. It's not that hard. It's a pretty simple process, as you can see. Another thing I wanted to say is, if you can, getting your knees up from time to time, really good for your stomach. Just doing these. I used to do these. I used to do kickboxing, kung fu kickboxing in the UK. And we do exercises like this. And you can really sort of tense your stomach muscles while you're doing it. You can feel it. It's good. And then that brings me on to the body bracing. There's all these little things I keep remembering I need to cover in this video. So when it comes down to the supporting exercises that I said I was going to do at the beginning of this challenge, the push-ups, the chin-ups, the pull-ups, the dips, the squats, the leg raises, push-ups, did I say that? Yeah. I haven't done them. I haven't done them. I've been doing some stretching in the morning, mostly sort of this stuff, like loosening up, limbering up, making sure that I'm stretching my body out and trying to sort my posture out. Excuse me. Yeah, some of these ones, because my shoulders are all in like this, so I'm sort of stretching my shoulders back like this and this. But yeah, so I've done that, and then I concentrate on body bracing, which is engaging your core, engaging your buttocks, engaging your sides and your lower back, so you're stood upright like this. So good posture and keeping that belly in gear. I'm not tensing like someone's going to punch me. I'm just keeping it kind of tight. And I'm not doing that weightlifting thing where they try and suck all their guts up into their lungs. I'm just keeping it tight, tight-ish. Like if I push on it, there's some. It's not just going into my guts. All that hurt. There's some tension there. So just doing that every single day and concentrating on a good posture and then getting my steps in. This is what is making me look thinner. It's those three: stretching, posture, body bracing, and getting the steps, which is reducing the belly fat. And how do I know that it's not just the first two that is fixing everything? I can actually feel the difference in consistency in my belly fat, which is something I want to do some research on. When I first started this challenge, the belly fat felt like a solid lump of tough fat, whereas now it's kind of, let's see if I can show you the consistency. It really is loose. And any doctors that watch this or anyone with any medical knowledge can probably tell us why, and I just need to do some research on it. The difference in consistency is fantastic. It's obviously being eaten away by all the exercise or by all the steps that I'm doing. So super happy with that. And yeah, I just need to keep going. So where are we? This is a longish one, guys. I've been going for 40 minutes. Sorry for the technical difficulties that I had at the beginning of this channel, this stream. Not sure what YouTube was doing. It just kept coming up with alerts saying it's all gone wrong and it wasn't streaming properly, so I had to restart. So yeah, there's always technical difficulties, isn't there? Next week, fingers crossed, no technical difficulties, he says, as he's going to be streaming from his phone from a fun run. Oh, actually, maybe I can't stream from the fun run next week, because last time I did the City to Surf, again 15 years ago, no one had mobile connection. So actually I don't think I'll be able to stream, because I don't think they've got very good cell phone towers around Bondi. Yeah, 90,000 people all trying to stream at the same time from a fun run, or all trying to text each other, listen to Spotify. It's probably going to overload the networks next weekend anyway. So yeah, I probably won't be able to stream from the fun run next weekend, but I will definitely stream as soon as I get home, or as soon as I'm somewhere where I have cell phone connection, to let you guys know how it went and the steps. I'll film myself. I will film the fun run as part of the video I'm going to make at the end of this challenge, you know, summarizing the 2 million step challenge and how I got an amazing six-pack, which I will have in 51 days, which I'll be happy to share with all you guys and everything I've done. But I'm sharing it with you now as I go along the challenge, and just showing you how easy it is to get to 5,400 steps just in this tiny room, you know? Yeah. Oh, hey, other viewer. How's it going? Say hi in chat if you can. It's always good to know who's here. Yeah. I might be wrapping up soon, unless you've got any questions or anything. Yeah. There we go. What else can I cover? Actually, here we go, guys. Oh, hey. Federico, thanks for joining. It's good to have someone in chat. How are you? How's your step challenge going? Are you doing steps, or are you just thinking about starting to do some steps? This is what I'm doing. Just as you've just joined, you can see my steps are actively going up. I'm not sure if you've seen my previous videos, but my steps are going up in real time. My watch is around my ankle. This is just a separate fitness watch. So as you can see, my steps are not going up as I move my arms. It's all just the actual steps I'm doing. 20,000 steps a day. I'm halfway through this 2 million step challenge. Well, tomorrow is at the halfway point. I've done, it was at 879,320 steps over the last 48 days. I've reduced my belly from a pretty fat belly down to 102 centimeters. So 114 centimeters down to 102 centimeters. That's 5 inches I've reduced my belly. And that is from sorting out my posture and stretching. Excuse the sweat patches. That's from sorting out my posture. It's from body bracing, so tensing my core, my lower back, and the glutes. just to make sure that I'm standing upright, and then just doing steps every day, marching on the spot, and yeah, this is pretty much it. The next 50 days, I will 100% make sure that I am hitting my zone 2 training for the last 10,000 steps a day. I think to be able to get to the 88 centimeters, to lose that last belly fat and really tense up my stomach, build some proper running muscles, I need to push myself to the next level, because I plateaued over the last couple of weeks. I've reduced myself another 2 centimeters in the last week, and I think, you know, you just need to keep stepping up a gear, burning that fuel, pushing yourself a little bit harder each time to burn more fuel. Again, fat is food you've already eaten, you're just storing it as fuel. So I think it's better to stretch afterwards. Also doing steps in Mexico, awesome. Started on 8,000, cool. Adding 1,000 each week, really good. Impressive what you're doing, thanks. Yeah, that's a great way of doing it. That is a really great way of doing it, because when I started this challenge, it's one of those, it's not a YouTube, it's not a gimmick, but I've done 20,000 steps a day. I knew kind of how hard it would be because I'd already done it before. But if you're literally just starting out having never done it before, I think what Federico's doing is really good. Is you start off in 8,000, building up, okay, 8,000 is comfortable, I've got the time to do it, I feel like fit enough to do it, go on to next 1,000 next week, add 1,000 each week. That's a great way of doing it. So yeah, hats off to you, congratulations. And Mexico, you'll just have great weather there all the time. So yeah, perfect weather to get outside and do some steps. Although I guess maybe it's quite hot there right now. Yeah, no, thank you. Really appreciate the kind words there. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's very simple, but it's not necessarily easy. And I think people don't understand how simple just doing steps is and how effective it is. So I really wanted to do this and stream each week showing you guys what I'm doing, just to show you how everyone's got the room. Everyone's got about this much space, or most people do, you know? And you don't need all the fancy gym gear. You don't need all the fancy technology. Maybe a fitness watch. You can get them pretty cheap on Amazon these days that will count your steps, and then just do this every day. And man, it works miracles. You don't need to sign up to any crazy fat loss programs. Yeah. So, I mean, look at it. I'm nearly at 6,000 steps already. And here in Australia, it's just turned midnight. So, midnight, sorry guys. No, here in Australia, there's daylight coming through the window. I just said midnight. It's just hit midday. So 6,000 steps, I've got another 14,000 steps to go, and I've got 12 hours to do it in. You know, that's just over 1,000 steps an hour. That's more than doable. Just for context, I'm not sure about you guys, not sure about Federico, but I'm doing about, when I'm sort of at this pace, or maybe a fast walk, if I'm just fast walking like this, I'm doing about 1,000 steps in 10 minutes. It's about 2 steps a second. So it's roughly 1,000 steps in 10 minutes. So you can get 6,000 steps in an hour. Yeah. So just to put it in some sort of time context, if you're walking at a brisk pace where you're doing 2 steps a second, it's going to take you about 3 hours to do your steps. Just over 3 hours. And you've got to spread that out throughout your day. Yeah. But man, it's warming up in this room, I can tell you. I haven't put the aircon on because it's winter here in Sydney. But with the computer on and all the streaming, the sunlight's been coming in this morning, and jogging on the spot, as you can see, I'm sweating up a storm right now. Wow. It's all underneath here. It's just going to go crazy in a minute. But yeah, there we go. I'm not sure what else do I have anything else to cover? Fighting the cravings, I've covered that. that's a difficult one. I need to mentally change what I'm craving and switch from chocolate, sodas, things like that, to not going to switch from soda to fruit juice, because fruit juice has got just as much sugar in as soda. But water, I do drink a lot of milk, and that is where I'm getting a lot of my calories, unfortunately. It's light milk, 98%, I think, 2% fat. But I drink about 2 litres a day. Excuse me. Drink about 2 litres a day. So that's like 1,000 something calories right there, probably more. So I need to cut down on the milk, replace that with water. And what else? Early, get it done. Sleep again. Sleep is really, really important. What I want to do and aim to do by the end of this challenge is make sure that I'm getting all the steps finished by sort of 7-8 o'clock, and then I can rest for the rest of the evening and be in bed 11 till 7. So I'm really blocking in that 8 hours sleep. Excuse me, I need to have a drink. Make sure you're hydrating, people. Cheers. Yeah, make sure I'm getting that 8 hours sleep. And then what I will do, I'm going to do it after this challenge, because I don't want it to skew the results or change anything halfway through. But after this step challenge, I will do, it's the 11-7 rule is what I'm doing with the 950 challenge and this channel. Is 11 till 7 is bedtime, and then 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. is food time. So I'm just going to have an 11-7 and 11-7 rule. 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. sleep, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. eat. And that way I'm getting my 16 hours intermittent fasting. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have tried those. So Frederico's just said he's been using a vegan protein that tastes like chocolate, which he recommends something like that for cravings. That is a really good idea. I have tried some of those like protein bars, the ones that taste like chocolate, and they don't. The ones I've tried don't taste like chocolate, or they're trying so hard to taste like chocolate that it's a bit too extreme. But I haven't tried all of them, so that is definitely something that I will look into. I've heard that pea protein is supposed to be really good. Again, I can't recommend it because I haven't tried it, and so I've just seen it on the internet. And if they do that kind of like chocolate flavoring, vegan protein, pea protein, or whatever, where else do you get protein from? Beans. Do they make it out of beans? What's it made from? What's the vegan protein made from? Yeah, if I can find one that tastes good, that could be a good thing to try. Obviously, everything has calories, right? So chocolate is one of the worst because it is just sugar. So unless chocolate and sweets is only bad if you're not actually exercising. Like, you can eat chocolate and sugary foods before you go for a run, and you're just going to burn that off during the run, but also you're going to exercise your heart, so your heart is working out, so that's good. You're going to exercise your muscles, which is good. You're going to build some muscle, which is good, and then your resting calorie intake is going to increase, which is good. So yeah, sugar and things aren't necessarily bad. It's just my problem is I have 1 or 2 biscuits, right? I have 1 or 2 cookies, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, the whole packet's there. Maybe I've got ADHD. I've seen this with people with ADHD. If there's a snack in the house, and I know it's there, I'm eating it. Like, it's gone. It's like I can't leave a half packet. It's like it doesn't feel complete. I haven't completed the task yet. I haven't. It's an unfinished task that needs to be completed. That packet of biscuits, that packet of cookies needs to be completed, and I eat them. So yeah, I think Frederico's right. I need to find that healthier alternative. And I have done it before. I used to work on a farm years ago, and I just told myself, look, go cold turkey. If anyone offers you any chocolate or any potato chips or anything like that, any soda, just say no, and just replace everything with fruit. And it was a grape farm, so we had free grapes all the time. We had fig trees. We would go to the supermarket once or twice a week. We'd have to all go in a van and drive a few kilometers to get there because we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And I would buy lots of bananas, lots of apples, lots of satsumas, or whichever, is it mandarins or satsumas? Whichever one's the seedless one, so you can just pop it open and eat it without having to choke on seeds or spit them out. Man, I was just a fruitaholic. I wasn't a fruitarian. I was eating meat, I was eating a lot of pasta, I was eating a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, because I was working all day. You know, we were out the door at 4:30 in the morning, and we were coming home at 7 at night, and then I'd even go to the gym after dinner. So yeah, it was just all work, all physical work every single day, no weekends off. It was crazy. But I felt fantastic. I felt fantastic from switching out fruits for fake sugar, fake sweet things, you know, from chocolate and stuff. And after 3 months, when I went back to eating chocolate after only eating fruit for mostly 3 months, man, chocolate tasted trash. It really did. It was quite amazing how manufactured it tasted, because obviously it is, but my brain was just like, this doesn't taste right. The sweetness tasted alien. It was really, really odd. It was something I don't think I'll ever forget. But the problem is I'm now hooked again. I'm hooked on fructose again. I'm hooked on sugar and chocolate. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I really am craving going and getting those those Krispy Kremes I mentioned earlier. People make cookies and hotcakes with protein. I've not tried it. The one I used, 138 calories, just adding water. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that is a lot less than eating a whole pack of biscuits. I was going to see if I could go and get the biscuits. But yeah, I looked it up. I find a way to sweeten it without sugar. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I want to do with this channel as well. And the main focus of this channel really is there's a lot of you should do this and you should do that on this channel. Not on this channel, on the internet. But there's not a lot of actual knowledge. There's not an actual, think about what you're going to say before you say it, Nick. There's a lot of advice out there which tells you you should eat healthier, but there's not a lot of advice telling you what to actually do, like the actual ingredients or your options. So that's what I want to do with this channel is experiment and find out the how. Like you're saying, you know, do tests like that. Can what's the easiest, what is the most delicious, and what is the best way of getting a sweet chocolatey treat without it being 1,000 calories. So this channel, Get It Done, is going to be kicking off really big in two weeks time. As soon as I finish my day job, the videos are going to start coming out, and it is going to be practical, actionable self-improvement. So I want to improve my diet. I want to sort of do it by testing on me. My knowledge on food is terrible. So I have a lot to learn and a lot that I want to share with people, because all of our diets could be way better if we had the knowledge that we should have learned at school from people actually coming in, teaching us how to cook, teaching us different ingredients, teaching us what's healthy, what's not, what to eat, when to eat it. Yeah, I just don't know. Iceberg of health, yeah. Probably doctors are the best option in my opinion. Yeah, nutritionists are obviously good. I'm not sure about doctors though. I saw a doctor when I was suffering from depression years ago, and he said, "Okay, we're going to put you on these pills." And I saw my doctor because he was away at the time. A couple of weeks later, and he said, "No, you just need." He signed me off of work for 3 weeks. He told me to do up my CV. He told me to eat healthier, get some sunlight, book a holiday, do more exercise, hang out with my friends at least twice. And this was a prescription. And all of those things helped. I got a new job. I started getting back into fitness. I hung out with some friends, which really just got rid of some of the stress, and it was the first step to getting better. So I'm not saying don't see a doctor, but I don't know if doctors are actually trained in nutrition. I think they're trained in figuring out what your symptoms are, and then what the medications you need to take or the surgery you need to have to fix it. That's just my personal opinion and experience on them. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a trained doctor, but I know, obviously a dietitian and a nutritionist would be good. And I think the nutritionist, wait, look it up before you say it, Nick. We'll find out now. Difference between, and here's a great example. I'm just Googling something and I'm still getting my steps in. Between a dietitian and a nutritionist. Okay. So this, according to the Deakin University in Australia, the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist is the clearest way to understand the difference between dietitians and nutritionists is to think of dietetics as a specialization on top of your nutrition studies. Dietitians have the added qualifications to work one-on-one with patients in a clinical context. So there we go, see a dietitian. See a dietitian or a nutritionist, but yeah, they're the ones that specialize with food. And maybe get some cooking lessons. I'm talking to myself here. I'm not telling you out there to get some cooking lessons, but yeah, I need to. You just kind of figure stuff out as you go along, unless you've got, really foodie parents that have taught you how to cook, or you've worked in the service industry where you learn how to cook. You just kind of pick stuff up as you go. Maybe not sponsored, but maybe something like HelloFresh, and just doing that will help me control my calorie intake and also help with my cooking skills. So maybe that's something I'll try. But yeah, I definitely, what Federico said is definitely going to try and find out some healthy options that taste very similar to what I'm used to going to, but are not, thousands of calories every time I just want a snack. Thanks for that, Federico. I will definitely put that on the list, because like I said at the beginning of this challenge, this was all about me doing the steps, like doing the exercise first, putting myself in the position where I'm craving healthier food. I'm actually craving the fuel my body needs to be able to do these activities. I don't want to do it the other way around, where you sit down, you're sedentary the whole time, and you're eating all the healthy food, but then for what reason? To get thin, but that's not, I was going to say that's not measurable, but it is measurable. But if you focus on achieving an activity like Federico's doing, get your steps done this week, and then add another 1,000 the next week, and then add another 1,000 the week after. And if you've got a final destination, say to get up to 20,000 steps a day, you're hitting those goals to achieving your actual desire of hitting 20,000 steps a day. And as a consequential desire, a positive consequence of that, a positive consequential desire, you'll get thin. So yeah, it really is about doing the thing you want to achieve, like picking an actual desire, like an actual physical measurable thing that you want to achieve, working towards that. And the consequences are usually, if it's, you know, a physical activity, you want to run a marathon, for instance. That's your actual desire, to run 42.6 miles or something. What's a marathon? No, 42.6 kilometers. That's your actual desire. Running each kilometer along the way is your goals. And then by the end of training to run a marathon, you'll look thin, you'll be fit. That's your consequential desire. You look like an athlete as a consequence of training to do a marathon. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Yeah. So that's the whole concept of this running, this 2 million steps, is get off my ass, actually do the steps, and along the way, the habits will change. I'll meet people, you know, you guys in the comments like Federico here, giving me suggestions on things to try. I'll try them out, I'll share it with you guys, see how it works. And I really appreciate that, because at a halfway point, I definitely need to improve my nutrition. So I'll take some of your comments there. Anyone who watches this after this stream, please leave your comments below this video. Let me know your recommendations for healthy eating. You know, you can't assume that other people know what you know. So if we all share the knowledge, then it's good. And obviously, if people just give me crap suggestions, I'll let you guys know in the next live stream. But yeah, I'll definitely try it out, because, you know, someone's got to do it, and I'm here to try. So yeah. Right, where are we now? We're at 8,200, streaming for over an hour. So I'm going to do another, I'll get to 8,500, and then I'm going to stop. I'll stop the stream for the day, because I haven't eaten today. I am getting a bit dehydrated, so I just need to rest a little bit, rehydrate, and then I'm going to try and get on the treadmill and do an hour's run. Yeah, and see how I'm going to fare on this 14-kilometer fun run next weekend. And I've been jogging on the spot for an hour, and I have not drunk enough water. So do as I say, not what I do. Make sure you're drinking more water while you're doing your steps. Because how many kilometers have I just done? I've done 6 kilometers in this room already. So, you know, if you were to run 6 kilometers outside, or if you were to run 6 kilometers on a treadmill, you would have drunk a lot more water than I've drunk doing this stream. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm very excited for the last 50% of this challenge. The last, well, I was going to say million steps, but I am behind. So the last 1,100,000 steps. I can't wait. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I can't wait to see what I look like at the end. And I can't wait to see if I fit into my clothes. Again, Federico, I'm not sure if you saw the first video, the Becoming Wolverine video, or the feet versus belly video. But yeah, I don't fit in my clothes. I don't fit in clothes that I used to be able to fit in 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I still have them. I very rarely throw anything away. And the clothes are good quality clothes. I just don't fit in them anymore. I'm too fat. So I am very excited to see if I end up fitting in my old clothes again, like I did when I was 30 years old. Because then I get a whole new wardrobe back. It's like, yeah, it's like going clothes shopping, but without actually having to spend any money. Clothes that I know that I look good in, as good as I can look. Yeah, so I know I'm happy wearing them. Very excited, and I'm very excited to share with you guys the results to see. Sorry, I had a message come through. Just wanted to know if it was urgent. Very excited to share the results to prove that this works. I mean, I think I've already proved that it's worked. You know, I've reduced myself 12 centimeters, my belly 12 centimeters, But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Everyone likes to see some, God, look at it, I'm getting the sweat on. Everyone likes to see some abs, don't they? To go, okay, I want that six pack. I just want to be physically healthy. I really can't wait to do the DEXA scan to see what my body fat percentage is reduced to. And I really can't wait to do the blood test. That's the most important thing, because I had a very fatty liver at the beginning of this challenge. And that's what scared me. I was getting liver pains and kidney pains. I had nights where I had severe chest pains. I actually thought I was having a heart attack a couple of times over the last 6 months. I don't know if it was stress. I don't know what it was. I was actually quite scared. I actually had my phone ready to phone the emergency services because I was getting all sorts of internal pains. That's why I had the blood test, and it didn't show that I had any major issues other than a seriously fatty liver, and my cholesterol was completely out of whack. So there was no indications of any heart disease, thank goodness. But you never know unless you get a lot of x-rays and all sorts of things, see some specialists. So yeah, very much looking forward to the DEXA scan, very much looking forward to the blood test to see that I fixed all my health issues. My liver's nice and healthy and my cholesterol's balanced out. That's diet. That is diet, so I need to do that. But yeah, I also want to see if my testosterone level's gone up. So I did measure that before. 42, coming on 43. So this is the time of your life where your testosterone starts to go down anyway. But if I can raise that up a bit by not being as fat as I was, then that is a bonus. I definitely feel more energized. I definitely feel more confident. What am I trying to say? I was going to say I've got cravings to achieve. That's not the way of putting it. Yeah, but I wake up in the morning and I want to do things more. I feel like I'm reinvigorated again, and I'm not even at the end of this challenge. So yeah, I mean, I honestly think just doing this type of challenge can seriously change someone's quality of life. Again, not a medical professional, just a guy doing steps on the internet, but trying to prove that it can be done by anyone who has a tiny bit of space to do it in. I mean, how many steps is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 steps of space, and I've ran 6 kilometers. I've done 9,000 steps. So yeah, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there because this, again, is a very long one. This is nearly an hour and 15 minutes. Like I said, I will be on next week. So I'll be on next Sunday. I'll be on the Sunday after that, although I will be hungover because I'm going out with my friends for a bit of a celebration on that Saturday. But I will stream with you guys no matter how I'm feeling, even if I just get a couple of thousand steps, just to give you guys the update. And then from then on, I will actually have my days free, and I will be going full time on YouTube and trying to get fitter and healthier. So my day job will switch from doing finance to editing videos, scripting videos and things like that. So the idea will be to stream throughout the week and just stream like 20, 30 minutes a couple of days a week. And then I'll keep this Sunday stream regular at this time with you guys. Maybe a little bit earlier, maybe from then on I'll stream from about 10 a.m. our time. So, sorry, just leaning across you here. That'll be, I think, it'll be 8 a.m. East Coast United States time, and Am I back? Am I back? Am I back yet? I don't know. Deactivate, activate. Let's see. You still here? Am I back? Sorry about that, guys. My camera overheated. I am roasting and my camera overheated, but I couldn't see the overheating sign because the wires are in the way. And the fan on the back has just died. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for that. Technical issues. Yeah, my camera just overheated. I'm streaming at 4K 60 frames a second and it does not like the heat. It's about 33 degrees in this room right now. My computer is pushing out a lot of heat as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go. It's a good time on the treadmill. If you like listening to music while on the treadmill, I have a band name. Cool, yeah, I'll check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. And I've got to go. I've got to go before the camera dies again. But thanks for watching, Federico. Thanks for everyone who joined in and has watched and who will watch in the future. I hope your steps are going well. I'll definitely see you guys next Sunday, maybe throughout the week. I'll get some YouTube videos out, some proper videos. But follow along, do some steps. And remember, if you're feeling like not doing it, just get it done. That's what I tell myself. All right, catch you guys later. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to end right here. See ya.